Years ago, a man named Mr. Griffin operated a toll bridge across the Mississippi River. The bridge would stay up so the boats could pass back and forth. Every time a train would come, Mr. Griffin would put the bridge down, let the train go across, and put the bridge back up to let the boats pass back and forth. One day, Mr. Griffin was showing his young son how he operated the great bridge. They were down examining the gears when suddenly Mr. Griffin got a phone call. The voice at the end of the phone line said, "Quick, Mr. Griffin, a train is coming at 50 miles an hour with 500 people on board. Put the bridge down, let the train go across, and put the bridge back up so the boats can pass back and forth." Mr. Griffin said, "Sure." He turned to his son, said, "Son, don't move off this platform. Those gears are going to turn. Don't get near them. Stay on the platform. I'm going up to the control tower to put the bridge down, to put it back up, and I'll come back down and get you off the platform." His son said, "Sure, Dad." Mr. Griffin made the 5-minute climb up to the control tower. He was just about to put his hand on the lever to push the lever down when he looked back down at the gearbox, and to his horror, he saw that his son was climbing in among the gears. It would take Mr. Griffin 11 minutes to get down, pull his son out of the gears, and get back up to the control tower. In 3 minutes, the train would be at the bridge at 50 miles an hour with 500 people on board. And Mr. Griffin had to make a decision. Would he save his son's life, leave the bridge erect, and watch that train go smashing into the bridge, 500 people catapulting to their death? Or would he sacrifice his son's life, put the bridge down, allow the train to whisk across the bridge, and the 500 people to live? Very painfully, very deliberately, Mr. Griffin made the decision. He put his hand on the lever, pushed the lever down, the gears began to churn. His son was crushed to death. And as that great bridge went down across the Mississippi River, the train flew across that bridge at 50 miles an hour with 500 people on board. And Mr. Griffin stood in the control tower, pounding on the glass, saying, "People, people, people, don't you know what I have done so that you might live?" But all the people were sitting in their train cars, reading their newspapers, oblivious to the profound sacrifice that Mr. Griffin had made so that they might live. Please read the Gospels of Jesus Christ. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Read about how Christ lived a life of truth, integrity, love, and forgiveness. Read about how he dragged a cross up a hill and was nailed to that cross for nothing that he had done wrong. He died as a pure sacrifice for you and for me. Do not ignore his love. Don't dismiss his love. Don't trivialize his love. Don't get hard inside and reject him because you don't want to obey him, because you want to play God. That's a horrible game to play. Instead, confronted by the truth, the credibility, and the love of Jesus Christ, put your faith in him. Ask him to forgive you for your wrongdoing. Receive his love. Respond to his love in trust, in faith, which means opening your life up to his love, to his presence. And he promises to all who trust in him, "I will never leave you. I will never forsake you." God bless you as you make that most important decision.